Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I am speaking with Angel Dweh. He is preparing to release a new track called Tonight, and I'm super excited to talk to him all about it. Angel, I want to thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing? What's going on?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. It's great to be back doing music and new music. That's what's going on. New music
Yeah,
dropping.
that's
Yeah.
always a good thing. Well, you got this new song coming out. It's called Tonight. It is out on November 18th, which is right around the corner at this point. First thing that I would love to know is what is this song about? Like, what inspired it, and what does it mean to you?
This song, it's about love interest. Has a Liberian, has an, as a writer, because I write the song.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just about finding that bond and being in charge and being the commander of the love, and then also knowing that you can still create that extra bond with the person no matter if the relationship is rocky or it's solid or not. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no,
right.
I
Yeah.
completely understand. Sounds incredibly relatable, if anything. Um, and obviously, I want to talk about like the production side of things as well. Now, I assume that you operate as a solo artist, but do you have
Yes.
any outside help putting these songs together, like on the production or mixing or mastering?
Definitely. Oh my gosh, definitely. As a solo artist, as an independent artist, there's
Yeah,
always help. There's always helped. It's never one person doing one thing.
of
It's even
course.
though it's a single, but there's a lot of people
Right.
that there's a lot of people that go into creating single. I had two Nigerian producers
Nice.
that are on the track, and then I had an American mix and master producer who's in charge, Josh, and then I had my own producer who my cousin Waka Jr., who was an artist too.
Nice.
But while in the process, I had when after I wrote the song, I contacted my producer Waka Jr. And I'm like, hey, are you gonna be in the studio? And he's like, I'm not gonna be in the studio because my schedule. I'm like, but he said you can go in the studio and get the song done. And I was like, well, if you're not in the studio, I'm gonna get the song done without you to be in the studio. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. He's like, trust your God. And he gave me some,
It's gonna be fine.
yeah, he's like, trust your God. And he gave me some tips. And I
Okay.
ended up doing it, doing what I had to do. And yeah, it happened to be Tonight, a record that I loved. And
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like you have a great team behind you putting everything together. I think that's one of the most difficult parts of being an independent artist is it's thinking that you can do everything by yourself, but you can't. There's a
No.
million different, like things that go into making a song. It's not just the writing the song and putting it together, it's everything else. So it's like once you find that team, you need to hold them close. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Yeah, exactly. No, another thing that I would love to know is like you have a really unique sound. I took the opportunity to listen to the rest of your music before this, and I really enjoyed it. But it also it pulls from so many different styles and genres, and
hmm
then kind of creates its own thing. So I would love for you to explain to the listener or viewer what exactly your music is like as on a grand scale.
Thank you. And actually, first of all, I appreciate you, taking your time to listen to a lot of my
Yeah.
previous songs. That means a lot to me as an independent artist and as an artist who write and not just write but performed. My music is Afrobeat, Afrobeat,
Right.
but I kind of tends to create elements of different genre into it,
Okay.
which create my own flavor of music of
Of course.
unique, make it unique from a lot of artists
Mhm.
out there. And I think it's unique because I was raised with music from some of the greats like Aretha Franklin, James Brown, and then you have Usher and Chris Brown, and then you have Destiny Child, and then you have Fala Kuti, from Africa. You have
Yeah.
other African, So I was able to I'm like, okay, I was raised with this music. Now, what I can bring forth of myself, that my sound and my elements. So yeah, I use it a lot of time when I'm writing. I use a lot of those inspirations from those artists, and I use it into my work. I'm like, this is me. I just got to pull the
Yeah.
string from one loop to the next and create my own sound, my own lyrics, my and believe in my voice and my style. Yeah.
No, that's what I love the most is that you can feel those influences coming through, you can feel those inspirations, but at the end of the song, it really is completely you. Like, it has a
Mhm.
signature sound to it, and it just feels extremely unique and original. And to be honest, like, Afrobeats as a genre is one that I'm not overly familiar with, but if anything, like, you've given me the urge to go and explore the rest of the genre, which is amazing. So, look what you've done for me. It's amazing.
I'm
I'm
happy to
super
help.
excited. Yeah.
I'm happy
Yeah.
to help.
Seriously,
Yeah.
seriously. Now, I obviously want to keep the focus on tonight, but at the
Mhm.
same time, I want to talk a little bit about the future. Like, do you have plans to experiment with your sound?
Definitely.
Do you find that like you've found what you're looking for, or is it always going to go in different directions?
No, definitely. I do have a plan, and not just being an independent artist, but
Yeah,
to inspire the people, to inspire people of where I'm from, because I was born in Liberia,
yeah. That's
and
so far. Where are you now?
right now I'm on the East Coast in Pennsylvania. Um,
Okay, that's a long
yeah,
ways away.
yeah. So it's like, and it's funny because not a lot of American know about Liberia that much. But we Liberia, we know a lot of American that much. So I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, hold a second. How do we know much about American, but they don't know much about our history?
yeah. Well,
You
we're
know,
very
so
loud over here. That's,
so
yeah,
me being a Liberian artist, I'm like, you know what? I can use my music to connect American to my roots and my culture, and I can use my writing, my pen and paper,
yeah.
and I tend to use a lot of Liberian dialect, Liberian form of English in
Sure.
in my song, so that people be like, huh, I like that. I don't fully understand it. And then I had to explain it to them. I'm like, this is what it means. Like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, that's a goal. That's an objective to achieve. As an independent artist, my goal is get a degree, keep doing music, keep connecting with fans, people that love my music. Encouraging people to get my product, get my music out there, and get it with DJs and people like that. Because like you said, you can get a team, but it takes for me having a team. It's great, but
Yeah,
the greater thing is the fans. It's the people that love the music. It's the people
exactly.
that take upon their time and say, "Hey, I'm gonna take like 15 minutes or five minutes of my time to just listen to this kid, to just listen to the artist. He makes me feel good. If you feel good listening to my music, that's all because that motivates me to keep writing and keep pushing. Every artist there's a goal we have, and I have a goal, and my goal is to educate people and bring people more to Liberia, to my culture, and bring people more to my music and understand that you know what I got it too.
I love that so much. Seriously, like that's an inspiration for so many people that aren't familiar with the culture. How long have you been in Pennsylvania for?
I've been in so I've been to Pennsylvania and LA back and forth.
Okay, that's where
Um,
I'm at. I'm in LA.
Yeah. So Pennsylvania is like a home state for me
Got it.
because when we moved from Liberia, my family and we landed in Pennsylvania. It's
Yeah.
so cold. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I
that's for
want like a
sure.
hot weather, but it was so
Right.
cold. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot being in Pennsylvania and also being in LA. That's where when I got out of high school, I was like, music is the passion. Music, it's the choice. And
Totally.
one thing my family told me, like, we always know you're gonna do music. We just didn't know when you're gonna start.
Right.
And that's kind of like I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, we always know you're gonna do music. We just didn't know when you'll take it very professionally. And yeah, so educating and connecting people with my music through my roots, it's very important.
That's amazing. Now, over the years, as you've been making music, have you found that your process of actually starting a song has changed at all, or do you have like the formula for going at it?
True. Every process is different.
Yeah.
I won't be honest. As a young independent artist, every process for me is very different.
Sure.
And I think it's because I haven't choose to one method to use. I'm open. I'm like I open myself to different method because I'll have my producers or other people that want to work with me and be like, hey, check out this beat. And I'm like, listen to them like, okay, I need to find a really, I need to find a really quiet time. Sometimes I'll be in the gym and I'll just be working out and I'll be listening to the beat and I'll be humming to a certain melody. I'm like, okay, I gotta record that. I gotta write that down. So I'm in a jam. I'm like, I gotta write this down, and I think it's like weird because he's like, Dad, he's like, that kid is singing, he's working. Now I'm like, because I'm creating, you know. So
Right.
it's different environment that evolved. It helps my writing and coming up with songs. Some environments I do. Some environment are very loud and questionable.
Yeah.
I don't I don't like to be around that environment too much because it's kind of like making me to choose a lot. And I'm like, no, I want to open room for all the ideas.
Yeah.
I want to open room so that inspiration can come and not limit myself from the inspiration. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And obviously it's always something that's changing, but it's tough because, like, you live your life and you're exposed to so many things happening to you on a daily basis
Hmm.
that honestly, like, it should always be changing. You're always kind of like honing it in and figuring out what works best for you and trying to advance yourself, not trying to make the same thing twice. I completely understand it. Is there something specifically that you look forward to the most when starting a new song? Whether it be like, oh, I finally nailed the beat, or just like the sweet relief of being finished with it at the end.
Great question. I love that question. What I
Yeah,
look for before starting a song is the message.
I good
It's
for
the
you, man, because no
message.
one cares about the message
It's the
anymore.
message that, and if the message, first, I make sure that the message is true to myself
Yeah,
before I even think about contacting my producer and say, hey, let's join in the studio. Let's get your recording session. I was like, okay, what I want to talk about, how I want to deliver this message. You know what I'm saying? It's the message true to me, you know, and that's what tonight plays because tonight when I record the demo and I write, because I write, I'm like, is this song really true to me? Is it true what I'm singing about me? Because it gotta be about me for my audience to believe it. You know what I'm saying? So when I was writing it, I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I had a moment where I went really deep, and I'm like, who do I want to spend the night with? You know, so these are the questions
right,
I ask myself as a writer. Who do I want to spend the night with? You know, there's so many random questions you answer you can give, but I'm like, I gotta be specific. I gotta tell myself, I'm like, okay, I want to spend the night with you. It's tonight.
yeah,
Tonight cannot pass. It's either you show up tonight and or that's it. you
yeah.
know.
I understand.
So the message is very important. If I get my message down, that's a win-win for me. That's 100% a go.
Nice. Are you playing shows? Is that something that you've done in the past or that you have planned in the future?
Yes, I have done some festivals and
Oh,
shows.
sweet.
I love performing.
Yeah.
I love being so dramatic on stage.
That's what it's all about. That's how you get an audience to follow you
Yeah,
forever.
no, definitely. I love performing. Actually, I do have a upcoming show next March next year,
Mhm.
March 18th. Hopefully, anyone are watching can follow me on every social platform and get an update about that.
Yeah, do that.
Because for this show, I have learned to apply everything I used,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. That's what tonight plays in because it's gonna be on a Saturday night. So that's a
There you
tonight.
go. I love
yeah.
that. I've got a few more questions for you. I wanna
Mhm.
know, like, we're almost at the end of the year here, which is crazy to even say. What does the next year of your life look like? What are, like, some goals that you'd like to hit or just things that you'd like to see happen?
The next year goals I have is to, you know, graduate,
Sure.
graduate college and be more connected with my fans
Yeah.
and just keep building my team, my with people who are positive minded, uh, energetic,
Yep.
passionate about music, passionate about performance, like I do, because I can, it's great someone can be talented, but if they're not passionate about what you do, there's no point of having them on your team. You know what I'm
I agree.
saying? So I'm like, gently trying to grow my team. And some of my goals is to have my own home studio, so that I can have my fans to get see a lot of the writing process and recording process and a lot of stuff like that. And also, some of my goal is to perform more, to be, at more events. That's one of my main goal is to be
Totally.
booked at main events and to just show people that I'm Angel Dweh. I'm not James Brown. I'm not Chris Brown. I'm not
Exactly.
Usher. I am
Sure.
not Neil.
No,
But I am unique in my own way. Yeah.
exactly. You're Angel. You're doing your own thing. That's all that matters. I love that so much, man. What are you listening to nowadays? Like, has there been an artist that stood out to you lately, or even just some songs at the top of your playlist that you haven't been able to stop listening to?
Oh boy.
I know, yeah, the list
um,
never ends. It's always changing.
I know. Wow. That would be really, really well. First of all, that's myself included.
Totally, man. This is a plug for you. So please.
So I do. It's crazy because I do listen to my songs that are not even out a
You
lot of
should.
time, and I'm like, it's not out, but it's good. And I'm like, I want to put it out. I'm like, there's a time match. So I'm like,
Right.
ooh, tonight, tonight, tonight. I've been listening to Tonight on repeat, and several people that have listened to the song keep saying like, wow, it's good. When is it dropping? I'm like, November 18th. They're like, why that long? I'm like, because there's that, it's a
There's
step. As an independent
things
artist,
right.
there's a steps I gotta follow to make sure the song gets to the rightful people. So I'm gonna say I do listen to my unreleased songs
Good.
a lot because it inspired me to believe more in myself. I do listen to Yemi Alade, an Afrobeat artist,
Okay.
Nigerian. She popular. I do listen to some of my fellow Liberian artists like J Slaw and Sana. I do do listen to other artists here in the states. I mean, what a great album to listen to them, you know, and being
Sure.
cozy from Beyonce.
Yeah, no, I understand. Listen, one thing that you said that I don't think people understand is like you should like you're making the music that you want to hear, obviously. So
Mhm,
why wouldn't you listen to your own music? Like
mhm.
I understand it's like, oh, I don't want to, embarrass myself, but dude, you're the one putting the work in, you're the one
Mhm.
putting the energy and time in. If you at the end of the day don't want to listen to your own songs, then what the hell's the point of any of this? So
True,
keep
true.
doing what you're doing.
And to piggyback on that, and that's right, you say that because for me, I have to really listen to myself to believe in my own voice
Yeah,
when I was starting out, and then I realized that a lot of people who saw me on stage before be like, "You have it. You just need to surround yourself with people that believe and love
yeah,
and support you, because you have what you get. It's like you can write, you can sing, you can dance, you can act, you can perform, you get it. You just need to keep going forward and don't stop. And
there you
that's the
go.
best thing I can get from people.
I agree. Angel, my final question for you is basically for the person that is going to discover you from this, and for the person that is going to listen to your music for the first time, what is an opening message that you would like to say to them?
Yeah. Ooh, oh man.
Yeah, coming in with the
uh,
hard ones.
for a person who are going to be discovering me
Hmm.
and who will be just listening to my music, I would say I want you to feel the message and stay connect with me because there's authentic stuff you will get to know about me. I'm not just saying it, but with you just listening to any of my songs and listening to the different range of music and lyrics and elements and beats, it would take you, it will connect you some of the way, and you'll feel connection with me because I loved that connection. That's why I said before that before I start the song, it's the message.
Right.
It's the message in the song to get across to people because I know what I'm experiencing or someone out there is experiencing the same thing. So it's I rather talk about what I'm experiencing and inspire to uplift someone that is down.
Yeah.
People that will be discovering, listen to this, that'll be the first of time to listen to Angel Dweh. Stay connected with me because there's more unreleased songs that would just get you in that mood. And tonight it's an Afro R&B song. I don't know if if you have heard of that. Tonight is an Afro R&B song. You like, wow, what is that? That's something you're gonna discover when you listen to tonight when it come out November 18th because everyone I listened to it loved it, and they can't wait.
Beautiful. Angel, thank you so much. This has been a fantastic conversation. Please let me plug your music for you one more time. For everyone out there, the song is called Tonight. It will be out November 18th, and we will have links in the article so that you can listen or pre save and share and follow along and just like generally stay in touch with everything that you're doing. I'm excited. Sounds like you've got a big year on the way as well. And seriously, thank you so much. This has been fantastic.
Thank you so much, Austin, for having me. I appreciate it. Stay
Yeah,
blessed.
you
God
too.
bless you.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope to speak soon.
You too.
Bye bye.